Are you the type of woman that goes into Starbucks to use the bathroom real quick and feels guilty that you didn't buy anything? Are you the type of woman that's constantly told that you're mature for your age and you're ahead of the curve and that you're doing all the right things? And are you the type of woman that is herself like obsessed with like getting things right on the first time and looking good on paper and having all her ducks in a row? This is me. Like, I'm all of these things. And I've discovered something this year, which is what I want to talk about. The way I came upon this discovery was painful and like it felt like a reckoning. But let me ask you some questions. Do you remember the last time you felt blind rage? Do you remember the last time you felt pure, unadulterated jealousy? Do you remember the last time you did something petty? Or do you remember the last time where you were not the better person and you said something that was maybe not polite, but you stood your ground? Do you remember this? Do you remember? Can you think of any instances off the top of your head? I couldn't. I really couldn't. And that led me into thinking about why am I so attached to being good? And when I say good, I don't mean like an ethical person. What I mean by good is somebody that's likable to everybody, agreeable, not, I want to say stubborn, somebody who's very easy to work with. So I have been described as somebody that's easy to work with. So I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about really what's happening under the hood there. And I'm this person, and I thought, okay, I'm doing all the right things, like I'm being a good person. You know what else I was doing? I was doing everything but actually feeling my feelings. I was rationalizing, empathizing, intellectualizing, internalizing, romanticizing, everything, but actually feeling the feeling that I was actually having in a given situation. And it drove me up the wall. It cost me a lot this year. And that being said, a very succinct conclusion that I came to is that I was thinking of goodness as some kind of like bank balance. So the thing in my head was, oh, I'm being so correct. I'm not asking for much, and yet I don't get it. I'll explain. So the first part of that logic, which is I'm being so correct, meaning inherently, like, I don't really want to be like this. Like, I don't want to be so good. I don't want to be so easy to work with. I don't want to be so agreeable. And why am I doing it if I don't want it? It's because I think it's a price I have to pay for something I actually do want. Which leads me to the next part of the logic, which is I'm not asking for much. Why not? Like, why aren't you asking for much? And that, again, like, took me to another place. Like, why am I not asking for things that I actually want? And why am I downplaying what I actually want? And what came to me was that some things that I want are not strictly good. Like, the goals are not good. And secondly, I think I will have to be so much more good than I'm being right now to actually deserve those things, which which is so absurd. Like, why are we doing this? Why am I performing goodness? Like, it brings me to the final part of my that thought, that logic is, and yet I don't get it. So I have a need that is here. I myself am trimming 80% of that need and saying, okay, this is what I want. I'm doing this much. Like, I'm going above and beyond for that need to be met. And yet I find myself dissatisfied because not only did I do this much of the work for just this much of the result, I didn't even get this much of the result. I'm all the way over here. And that gap in like how much I'm doing and in my expectation of return is the seat of my dissatisfaction. That is such a flawed way of thinking about goodness or correctness. It's not some kind of bank balance that I'm saving up so I could ask for things or afford some things. No amount of being correct is going to give me the permission to want the things I truly want and the ability to enjoy them. This realization that shit, I'm doing all of this crazy stuff to just like be considered a good person, it was a reckoning. Like, it changed my life. In the span of the last year, I have changed so much. I did so many things that are atypical of me. Something as small, if you're a woman, you know this is not small. I cut my waist length hair down to my shoulders. I moved back home to live with my parents. I left places that didn't help me. I ended relationships that didn't help me. I did so many things that I wouldn't normally do. And at the bottom of all that is just this resounding realization that you don't have to be intellectually nuanced, emotionally regulated, physically composed, and whatever else to want something. That's in your head. You can be a emotionally dysregulated person and still want something. And this is not to say all the things that I just said of, being correct, or it's not inherently bad, but it's bad if you're making it a performance. If you don't want to inherently do it, like I inherently want to open the door for somebody and I open it, then that's okay. You want to do it, you do it, great. Are you doing it in expectation that one day somebody will open the door for you? This entire year has been building up this emotion in me, and I like to think that this is me getting access back to my anger. And for a long time I did not have access to it because it was just buried under the layers of being correct and being presentable and being polished and being so out there and on top of things. But now that I have it, I don't find myself holding the bag so often anymore. Like, I'm not left dissatisfied with the outcomes of things. I get what I want. I don't text people back sometimes. I leave food on the plate. I don't think so much about the gravity and consequences of really small actions. And it's been nice. Like, the relief is great. What I want to leave with you is that you need to stop thinking of being good and correct as the virtue that will grant you permission and that will let you enjoy your dreams. No. Stop. Stop the performance. Just say no. Just say stop. Just say enough. Don't be a circus monkey to get things that you want. There is nobody that's talking about this. Women have an intrinsic ability to alchemize and transmute pain. I've seen it in women in my life, I've seen it in women everywhere on the internet. And that's something I want to talk about, which led me to creating this place. Alchemy and perspective. Welcome.